here from the Lucy Rose Clinic. I'm one of the naturopaths here. Today's topic for Facebook Live is going to acknowledge that March is Endometriosis Awareness Month, and we're going to bust some of the common myths we have in and around people's perceptions of endometriosis. All right, so if you are new here, welcome, and if you are a regular, welcome back. It's lovely to have you. Okay, so let's talk about endometriosis. It's a word, it's a name, it's this condition that so many people have. The first myth I want to talk about is that it is a rare disease, and that is frankly not true. It is a common gynecological disorder, and it affects approximately 1 in 7 women of a reproductive age worldwide. It's a lot of women. It's a lot of people. I wouldn't call that rare. Second myth, endometriosis is just a cosmetic issue. Well, no, the reality is endometriosis is a chronic and painful condition that can significantly impact a woman's quality of life, and it can affect her physical and her emotional well-being, her relationships, both personal and at work, and her daily activities. The third myth, endometriosis is caused by poor hygiene or poor menstrual habits. Again, no, there is no scientific evidence to support the idea that poor hygiene or poor menstrual habits, such as, not changing your sanitary protection regularly enough, contribute to the development of endometriosis. They don't generally know what is the causation, like what causes it. Endometriosis is a disease of middle-aged women. Again, endometriosis can occur at any age, from adolescence, so from a menarche, like onset, to menopause, although it's commonly diagnosed in women in their 30s and 40s. It can take years for people to get a definitive endometriosis diagnosis, in which time they're living with pain, disruption to their work or school, disruption to every aspect of their life, really. And it can be, as we said before, can have a huge impact on how people, how women live their lives from month to month. So no, it can impact women from any age. There's also a study that men can be affected, which is quite interesting. And a study published in the Journal of Urology found that men with endometriosis had significantly higher levels of pain and depression compared to men without the condition. Well, I find that interesting. That was something I learnt today. The fourth one, endometriosis is only a problem for women who've never given birth. Sometimes you'll hear like an old wives' story, like we'll have a baby and it will go away, or breastfeeding cures endometriosis is another one I've heard. Again, there is really no evidence for or against that. Women who've had children can also develop endometriosis, and it's not uncommon for women to have a recurrence of symptoms after childbirth, or indeed a recurrence at any time in their life. Next, myth. Endometriosis is a disease that only affects women who are overweight or obese. No. Another one. Yay, we're busting so many myths today. Like, I love that. Education is power. While obesity can be a risk factor for endometriosis, it's not the only factor. And many women with a normal body mass index also develop the condition. Endometriosis is a disease that can be cured by changing one's diet or lifestyle. The reality is, diet and lifestyle modification can help alleviate symptoms, especially around pain and modulating the inflammatory response that comes with repeat occurrences of endometriosis. But there is no evidence to suggest that endometriosis can be cured in this way alone. And that brings me to my second to last myth, that endometriosis is a disease that's not treatable. So the reality is there is no cure currently for endometriosis. Are various treatment options available to manage symptoms and improve quality of life, and they include things like pain management, hormonal therapies, and surgical intervention. And as well, we know, naturopathically speaking, that dietary and lifestyle modification can help alleviate the symptoms as well. But there is no cure. That does not mean it's not treatable. Okay. Um, and that brings me to kind of like the last myth, or the last myth, like point two, is that there's some belief that endometriosis can be cured by having a hysterectomy. That, again, sadly, strictly speaking, is not true. A hysterectomy may provide relief from symptoms for some women. It is not a cure. And in fact, endo can recur after hysterectomy, and the condition can also affect other organs, such as the bowel and the bladder. And there was a study done in the Journal of Minimally Invasive Gynecology that found the recurrence rate of endometriosis after a hysterectomy was over 20%, which is quite high when you think about it. To have an organ removed, to have that chance of recurrence. But again, we link this back to it can be an incredibly debilitating condition to have and to manage. And so that's one of the reasons why this month, the Lucy Rose Clinic is all about the thyroid and hormone health. And each week this month, we'll be doing a feature on endometriosis, educating people, and providing as much information as we can around the management of the condition. So I do invite you to join us every week for more fun facts. And also we'll do a bit of a dive into steps you can take to manage it if you have the condition. If you have any questions at all, any concerns, you want to talk to one of us, by all means, go to the Lucy Rose Clinic website and use the link there to book in for a free 15-minute consult, and let's see what we can do. Other than that, until next week, everyone, look after yourselves, be kind to yourselves, and you're doing better than you think. Thanks for turning up today.